Okay, if it is Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, that can mean just one thing. It is time for the goRIA live stream. And as I like to do on these Wednesday afternoons, is put a spotlight on either what is new or what will be new on goRIA.com. And as you can see, first, let me welcome Natalie Wolfsen. Natalie, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
You bet. And as you well know, Natalie is the CEO of Orion, one of my personal favorite partners here at Sovereign. And if Natalie's on, that must be we're talking about the fact that goRIA will be on location in San Diego for the Orion Ascent conference coming up soon. Natalie, tell us what we could expect for this conference.
Well, first of all, I want to let you all know that the Ascent Conference is February 24th to 27th at the San Diego Marriott Marquis. We're going to have over 2,000 folks at our conference, 2,000 advisors specifically, leaders, managers, fintech partners with over 1,100 of our clients there. We're really excited to have advisor-led sessions by industry expert, three incredible keynote speakers, Tim Grover, the CEO of Attack Athletics, somebody who will help you understand how athletes are relentless in the pursuit of excellence. Molly Bloom, who's an entrepreneur and the best-selling author of Molly's Game, and also a former ski team member, which is really timely given the Olympics and the strength of our U.S. Olympic ski team. And then we'll also have Orion leaders there, of course, and some incredible information to share from our fourth annual Wealth Technology Survey, which we will be featuring the results at Ascent.
All right, fantastic. And I love how you guys bring in some non-industry people to give their perspective, as well as certainly no shortage of industry people. Something I could just speak to personally as a client of Orion. What I love about the opportunity of going to Ascent is to be able to, meet face to face with a lot of the folks that we deal with on the telephone and virtually. And you have this wonderful, you have it in the past, and maybe I should ask if you're going to have it again, this huge room filled with all these mini desks, like little stations, to get some one-on-one deep dives. Are you guys going to do that again?
It's actually one of my favorite parts of Ascent, so I'm
Yeah.
so glad you mentioned it. It's our consultation room where we have all the subject matter experts from Orion in the room. You can schedule time with them. They'll take you through specific questions about our technology, enhancements to our technology, what advisors are doing to get the best out of our technology. So it's a really great resource to have at your fingertips for the 3 days of the Ascent conference. And then in addition to that, because I think building community is so important at these events, I want advisors to feel transformed coming out of Ascent. We also have invested in community groups, so role-based community groups where
Ah,
we host content for CIOs or for CTOs or for compliance officers. And then we bring other compliance officers, as an example, together to talk about, what they're struggling with, what they're interested in, to bring best practices. And those communities, they meet at Ascent and then they meet throughout the year. Orion or an industry participant takes responsibility for hosting the event and scheduling time and make sure the content is helping the participants move forward in their roles. And then last but not least, we're also really big believers in innovation labs and learning labs. And so at this year's event, we have a lot of time dedicated to AI learning and AI innovation, where participants in the event can come to the AI learning labs and they can understand the possibilities of AI to transform some of the hardest industry workflows, to transform how we serve our clients, provide input, ask questions, and see the future of AI in our industry.
that sounds really good. And I kind of call that the muffin top for all the Seinfeld fans out there.
Yeah,
Do you know the episode I'm talking about where Ellen
I
has that
do.
muffin
I
top thing?
do. Yeah.
I've used this before, and I go to a lot of conferences these days, especially with goRIA on location. And I absolutely love the keynotes and the presentations and everything else. But what I really consider to be the muffin top a lot of times with these conferences is the ability to meet with other advisors and share ideas. And I love the fact that you're putting together these better ways of us advisors connecting with each other in sort of a peer-to-peer way. And I find that to be incredibly useful. So I appreciate you're doing that. And of course, those consultation tables are a big hit.
It's really wonderful to see advisors come together because all of you are trying to do incredible things for clients in your own way. And I'm just so excited about these community groups. I mentioned the role-based community groups, but we're also hosting a next gen advisor group this year.
Yeah.
Because the new generation of financial advisors, they have a bunch of questions and a lot of ideas that are really meaningful and impactful for this time in advice. And then we're hosting a women empowerment lounge where women can be connected with women leaders in the industry. I'm very lucky. I have two members of my board that are women, a lot of CEOs that are women in our industry. So we're hosting a lounge so that we can connect women who are coming up and looking for mentors with those who would really like to be mentors.
Fantastic. If I can, as we're coming up on time, I just want to go back to that community group again. So is that new this year?
We actually kicked them off last year
Okay.
with a few role-based community groups, and several of them have become, must-see TV, to go back to Jerry Seinfeld,
Yeah.
for the members of those community groups. Some of the most popular were the COO and the
Mhm.
CIO, meaning investment officer. And others we're kicking off this year because that last year's were so popular that different roles would like community groups. And so, for example, this year we're kicking off the next generation advisor and then also a legal and compliance group.
That's fantastic. So we actually have a new COO here at Sovereign, so I'm sure he's going to be very excited about that. And I was speaking just for ourselves. We are a really, really big, small firm, right?
Mhm.
That means we still really need a lot of interaction with other folks. And to the extent, our COO can talk to other COOs and how are you using this feature or that, I really honestly think that's incredibly important. So I'm glad to see that's taken off so well. All right, so as we are coming up on time, let's end on some of the fun stuff, right? So we talked about the content, fantastic, fantastic. He's right to say, the connection, fantastic. What about the concerts, right? The triple
Oh,
C's here, because you have some pretty cool
yes.
names there.
Yeah, so at the very last night of Ascent, after everyone is connected, learned, transformed, been part of the future of the industry, we are big believers at Orion that, open air celebrations where folks can mingle and meet people that they've not met before, can talk about what they've learned, try to put that learning in action, is an incredible way to exit the conference. And so this year, we have a Pop 2000 finale at the Rady Shell, which for those of you who've been to San Diego is just a beautiful like Shell concert
Mhm.
venue, which is walking distance from the hotel that the event is at. And we have several nostalgia bands that will be joining us. Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC, LFO, Ryan Cabrera, and O-Town. And we're going to have food trucks and
Yeah.
a bunch of networking available. Try to keep it casual so folks can talk, connect, and leave with some key learnings and then also a lot of fun.
All right, that sounds really good. So Natalie, I will see you in a few weeks, and thanks for taking some time. I know you're busy getting ready for the big event.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Looking forward to seeing you.
Real good. Okay, so that's it for this week's live stream. I will see you next Wednesday, 3 o'clock Eastern time, with what will be new then on goRIA. Thanks for joining us.